regulation and a final round 63 to win the 1973 U.S. Open. Welcome back to Best Lessons Ever, Irons. We've addressed the pre-swing basics and backswing. Now, we're ready to help your downswing. I had the pleasure of hosting a Golf Channel Academy series with Johnny Miller. Here's the former champion golfer of the year helping you succeed at impact.
First of all, at a setup, probably the biggest fault people get in the iron is they set up sort of flat-footed, and when they go back, they get over here. And once you get over here with an iron, you just can't hit it. You either hit behind it, or you top it, you cut across it. So the big thing, again, back to Gary Player, I got the knee in and braced that and got into that impact position at address. Then I would move off of it a little bit, but I'd come right back to that position. So this was sort of the key, and I would aim this right foot 90 degrees at the target. So that was my alignment was really out of the right foot. So I'd brace the right knee, right foot, and then it would just push off with that right foot right at the target. So that was the first thing that really made a big difference in my iron game. And of course, there's other tips that I have that we'll probably get into right now.
Yeah, you've got a couple of different drills that you like. Let's first talk about that sort of that stopping at impact when you were told you couldn't stop at impact, right?
Yeah, I started doing this to be able to be sort of a genius at impact, and I was doing this all on my own because nobody was teaching it. So what I would do is I would just learn to stop the face square like that, or I would learn to stop the face a little bit open, or I'd learn to stop the face a little shut. And I mean, if you get really good at that, that's a big help, you know. Most of you guys out there play, I call Gomer Pyle golf, is just surprise, surprise, you know. But if you could dial in the face anywhere you wanted, you know, your dispersion pattern, especially under pressure, becomes very narrow. And really, I got where the combination of bracing that right foot, aiming that, and knowing exactly where the face should be, under pressure, I knew I couldn't hit it offline. It was just whether I hit it fat or thin. And so it was very good under pressure. I was able to perform really well that way.
Certainly, so many people, when they're coming into impact, they're coming in and that club face is wide open, and it allows them to figure out what the feel is to get that club face maybe a little bit square.
Absolutely.
Now, you've got another drill, too, a little brush drill here. Show us what that's all about.
My brush drill, it'll probably be someday when I pass on, it'll say, here lies Johnny Brush Miller. And really, what I do here, I learned this actually, they did call me sort of a nitpicker because I just sort of brushed the grass with my iron cane. I didn't take a big divot. But later I learned to use this on my fairway woods and all my shots except for tee shots, and that was, you make a little line here if you want, like this. And what you want to do on your swing is you make a nice circle, set on the line, make a nice circle, and a brush on that side of the line. This is the pro side of the line. You see the line right here. This is the pro side of the line. So the reason why I call it brush is if I'm hitting a shot in a tournament, I'll just come into it and I'll just take a little half swing brush right there, and then I know where the ground is, and then almost quickly I get in and hit the shot. And if I can hit the brush point at the ball or just past it, that eliminates. Remember, I was saying that I learned how to get the face exactly right, so I was down to whether I hit it fat or thin. So this answered the second part of a good strike, is I got where I get the face exactly where I wanted, but I had to get something that would make me hit the ball flush, which is really nice. And this brush thing, if you practice it on your chips and everything else, hitting the little wedges just down, up, down, and brush. And to me, of all the tips, and I probably have 1,000 tips, this is the best tip for the amateur there is, no doubt about it.